And if you're in law enforcement, and especially if you're one of our nation's sheriffs, you took an oath of office to uphold and defend, preserve, protect, and obey the United States Constitution. If we had law enforcement in America that were doing that, keeping their oath to do just that, we would have our constitutional republic back tomorrow.
What happens when the Constitution is an obstacle to the government?
You got up and said he was the only one.
Yes, sir, absolutely.
What's the attraction?
Because he follows the Constitution. And that, for me, that's it. All these other people he follows the Constitution. And as good, bad, or indifferent as you want to explain that, when I was in, I swore to defend the Constitution. Like he said, from all enemies, foreign and domestic. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, half the politicians we have now should be hung for treason because they haven't followed the Constitution.
This directly contradicts the Constitution, which guarantees due process, notice of charges, lawyers and witnesses and juries, fair jury trial, right to appeal, constitutional guarantees upheld to all persons, no matter how serious the crime, no matter how weighty the evidence against them, and no matter what the president thinks. Any member of Congress who votes for this proposed legislation should be driven from office.
Ron Paul receives more campaign contributions from active duty service members than Barack Obama or all the other Republican presidential candidates combined.
I'm Ron Paul. I am the champion of the Constitution.
I am an advocate, a very strong advocate of following very strictly the rule of law, the Constitution of the United States. We have allowed our nation to be overtaxed and overregulated and overrun by bureaucrats. The founders would be ashamed of us for what we're putting up with. The Constitution was written very precisely to restrain the power and force of government and to protect the liberties of each and every one of us.
Illegal, unconstitutional, and immoral war.
No more.
Who will stand with us? We're not talking about 10,000. We're not talking about 100,000. We're talking about many American, millions of people in this country and around the world who've heard this message, and it's growing, and it seems like even if they try, they can't stop us. Ideas spread, they can't stop them. An idea whose time has come cannot be stopped by any army or any government.
We can get out of this trouble by sending only people to Washington who will obey the Constitution.